Welcome back to Fastbreak. It's time for another collector spotlight, and a long overdue one at that. So Formula One racing has become incredibly popular, more worldwide than here in the United States, but Ross has brought in a lot of really cool F1 stuff that I'd never seen before. He's actually gone to a race, so I don't have a whole lot to add to the conversation, so I'm going to step away. I'm going to bring Ross in, and I'm going to let him show you his F1 collection. Stay tuned.
Hi everyone, I'm Ross. I collect Formula One. I fell in love with it about a year ago around this time. Started watching Drive to Survive on Netflix. I know that's a lot of how new people get into it. Well, I kind of took that to the stream, and I started to just fall in love with F1. F1 is a car racing thing, of course. It's open wheel, and there's actually only 3 races in America. Up until this year, there was actually 1, and next year there will be 3. There is the Miami Grand Prix that happens in May. There's the Austin Grand Prix at the Circuit Americas that actually takes place in October, and I actually just got back from that race. And then next year there will be one in Las Vegas that happens in November. So F1 is, I think, is ultimate pinnacle of racing. You have open cars, open wheels, so you can take a lot of damage and you're gonna be out, and so you have to be the best driver you can be. My favorite driver is Max Verstappen. Max Verstappen won the World Driving Championship this year as well as last year. He's also the youngest ever racer in F1. His first car he was ever legally allowed to drive was a Formula One car, because where he's from, you can only get your driver's license when you turn 18. And he started racing Formula One when he was 17. So today I'm going to show you some of my F1 collection and things that I've been collecting for this year. So we'll start off here. Start off with my Max Verstappen PC. So first we're going to start off with this one. This is from 2020 Topps Chrome Formula 1 70th Anniversary Edition. So this is going to be the black refractor. This is one of my favorite sets because you don't get to see this a lot in football or basketball or baseball anymore. Sapphire is beautiful. So the cool thing about this one is actually is a Grand Prix winner in Germany, if you see that right there. So Max Verstappen races for Red Bull Racing. They won the Constructors' Championship this past year. What's cool about this one is also numbered 7 out of 70. So right there, that one's probably about $120, $130 card right there. I got it for a pretty good deal, and I don't plan on moving it because he is my PC from Formula One. So next we've got another really cool one. I actually pulled this one from a box that I bought at the mall. So this is a Max Verstappen piece of his actual racing suit right there, race worn and everything. Something really cool about this is F1 used to do brands back in 2005, and that was the first ever F1 card that had a jersey in it or relic. So after that they didn't have anything like that, and this is actually the first year they did that. And a lot of those cards that are from the early 2000s, 2005s, pulling a lot of money. And so I was ecstatic when I pulled this out of my $120 box, which I just think is so cool. And they're actually not even guaranteed per box. The odds are pretty rare, actually. It's pretty hard to hit these. And to hit a jersey, let alone my favorite driver, is pretty cool. So speaking about coming back from the F1 race in Austin, Texas, I have what you probably saw in the grading video is a Max Verstappen Formula One United States Grand Prix card. So these were actually given out by Topps for the 3 days that you were there. They came in a 4-pack, and there is a set of 20 drivers in it. And the Max one is one of the hardest ones to hit. Out of the 25 packs I got to open, I only pulled 4 Maxes. So this one's pretty cool. They were doing about $100 then. I ended up pulling 4 of them, sold 3 of them, and it was able to help me fund a bigger F1 purchase. So another, still on the Max Verstappen right here. This is the first year of Topps Chrome Formula One, first Topps brand of Formula One. This is the Sapphire edition. So these are actually, 2020 had a very, very short print. These are actually only printed about 1,500 of these in existence. So for me, I think this is a no-brainer. If you're a fan of F1 or you believe in F1 long term, this is definitely one you have to have. As well as this one, I had to get the base one to match. It's not as pretty, not as nice, but Still, in long term, this is going to be a great Max card, and I'm happy I own it. So another really cool one that I just got this past week, actually. It's from 2021 Topps Chrome. This is the second year they did it. This is actually the Aqua edition, and this one's actually out of 99. So this isn't the base portrait like you saw in the 2020s. This is actually just an insert one. It's doing about $200 right now or so. Not huge and not too small, but it's nice. It's got very good eye appeal right there. I love that. Love that color. So next up, in terms of if we're gonna go football and you want to look in comparison, so Max Verstappen is the Patrick Mahomes of F1. Came in young, came in shining, came in winning. But you've got this guy right here named Lewis Hamilton. This guy is the Tom Brady of Formula One. He is a 7-time world champion. No one could stop him in Mercedes for 8 years straight, winning the World Drivers' Championship as well as the Constructors' Championship. The Constructors' Championship is which team had the best car out of the 10 teams that are on the grid. And so Lewis is the Tom Brady of Formula One. People either love him or hate him. Same with Max. Young, coming in, winning. Really being like Patrick Mahomes. But they're both great drivers in their own. And these are definitely the two guys in this set you are ultimately looking for. So now we're going to move on to the Lewis Hamilton, of course. This is my Lewis Hamilton right here. It's Topps Chrome Sapphire. They've kind of come down since he hasn't had the best year this year, but this one will be super cool, and I don't plan on moving this. Next one, just like that Max I showed you, is going to be that one from the Texas Circuit of America's Austin Grand Prix. I only pulled one of these out of the 25 packs I opened. So this one I think is the shortest printed one. I don't know the exact numbers, but it shouldn't be too much. Another really cool one for Lewis. Again with F1, they just have really good photography, I think. This is Lewis Hamilton right here, race winners, award winners, Lewis Hamilton. This is the red and orange refractor. These are short printed to I believe about $1.99. They're not numbered or anything. But this actually shows him from 2020 when he won the World Drivers' Champion. And this is a very iconic photo from that race. So just like the Sapphire, I had to get the base portrait to match. This is going to be just an iconic card down the line. First ever Topps Chrome Lewis Hamilton. First ever Topps card of F1, of one of, if not the best drivers of all time. And then just like I said with those black refractors of the 70th anniversary out of 70, you just can't beat the look of these. They're so nice, the eye appeal is amazing, and to be short printed out of 70, you cannot miss that. And of course, this one's iconic because it is the Grand Prix winner of Monaco, and Monaco is the most prestigious race on the calendar. The track actually takes up over half of the entire country. So what's really cool about F1 in their releases that not a lot of products do, and I wish they did more of, is they do the team logos. So imagine NFL would be like the football helmets or their logos. So what they did was they took the logos of the teams and they put them on cards, and they have the 70th, of course. This one should be short printed around 50, and a PSA 10 of this did $800 a few weeks ago. I don't expect this to be PSA 10, but it is going to be graded soon, and it is of my favorite team, so I figure I'm just going to keep that. Another really cool one, you guys probably all recognize this logo. It's Ferrari. Ferrari is the longest running Formula One team. It has been in Formula One the longest out of any other team. This one's actually numbered out of 399 on the back. And what's crazy is you would think these wouldn't do as much as some of the portraits do because, they don't have any drivers or anything on them. They're just the logos. Well, what's funny is these actually do more than some of the drivers' portraits do. We'll hurry up here, but we got some Topps now. Unlike all the other sports, baseball has a lot of these. These are very popular just because of the photos on them. The photography is great. Here I've got a Sergio Perez after him winning the Monaco race, doing a front flip into a pool. And this is from Max Verstappen's win in Miami this year. They put on football helmets instead of hats. So one of my favorites right here is Daniel Ricciardo. Short print orange wave out of 25. Pretty sweet. He's a race winner. Everyone loves him, and this is just such a cool card. If you ever watch Drive to Survive, he will be your favorite driver. Another really cool thing that F1 does, teams do, you can send an email and request for an autograph of a driver. So a lot of these drivers will actually send you an autograph, and they're half the price of some of these autograph cards. And I think these are the coolest things ever. BGS grades them, PSA grades them, authenticates them, and everything. This is of Sebastian Vettel, a 4-time world driving champion. So he's just he's a GOAT in F1, and people love him. I also got this really cool Lewis Hamilton autograph from his days in F3. And what's really cool is my first name is actually Jonathan, so when I saw that on eBay, I had to have it. And then, of course, I do have a Max Verstappen autograph, my favorite driver. This was actually his rookie year signature, which I think is just awesome. The cards themselves are actually really cool. So moving on, I do also have some autographs from the set. The autographs from the set are very hard to hit. You are not guaranteed them. I think they're about 1 in 3 every box, and even then you have to guys like in Formula 2, which don't pull in as a lot of money. So right here is Principal Ferrari, Benito, which is pretty cool. This one's actually short printed out of 89. There's some really weird numbering on these just because they didn't sign a lot. So just like that, you've got F2 guys like this. Nikita Mazepin. What's funny about this card is, he's kind of known in F1 as being the worst driver on the grid, which I find hilarious. He's no longer racing, but it's still kind of cool to have. Another one I have is Antonio Giovinazzi. This one is the Gold Wave. This one's going to be numbered out of 50. He right now is a reserve driver for Haas as well as Ferrari. He did race for Alfa Romeo. He decided to take some years off, a year off, and race in the E series, which is the electronic series. Not as cool, but still a really cool card. And then personally, my favorite autograph one that I do have is this Sergio Perez right here. This one's going to be numbered out of 99. This is the highest graded Sergio Perez autograph card from this set. I think in 10 years' time, these are going to be very sought after. I decided to pick up Sergio Perez because this one was doing about 800, 700, and he is actually the most accomplished Mexican driver of all time. People in America love him, and of course Mexico love him. So I did just pick up a grail of mine. This is from 1984, only printed in Brazil, of one of the best drivers of all time, Ayrton Senna. He died in a car crash, in a race actually, at Imola. So this is it. This is his first ever printed card / sticker. I have only ever seen 10 in the world that I know of on Instagram, eBay combined. I picked this up at what I thought was a reasonable price for a card that I'm never going to see again. It's sweet. It is stuck onto the album, but I couldn't pass up the opportunity to own something like this. So Formula 1 is fun. You have stories to it. There's stories to it. There's drivers that you get to know watching Drive to Survive. Opportunities to go to races in America now. It's growing. Last year, the race, was at 250,000 occupants, and this year it was the largest attended race in Formula 1 history. The one at Circuit Americas in Austin, with over 450,000 people attending. So F1 is a great thing to get into. It's fun. Some cars can be cheap, some can be very expensive. And don't get afraid of the big price tags that you see on Instagram of stuff selling for millions of dollars and stuff like that. You can still have fun buying the cheap stuff, buying the affordable things just like me. Well, thank you for watching.